The most recent round of severe weather. And many folks in the mountains are picking up the pieces after the destruction was left behind due to those storms, including in Leslie County.
Plus, we are tracking plenty of sun for much of this week. Your first alert forecast coming up as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Governor Andy Beshear hosted a news conference earlier today following the latest round of severe weather that happened during the weekend. Last night, Governor Beshear declared a state of emergency for the entire state and implemented the state's price gouging laws. There were 14 counties that declared a state of emergency, including 2 in our area, Clay and Knox. Here's some of what the governor had to say.
We did have a tree fall on a little girl who was riding her bike, and miraculously she is okay, even though the bike was damaged. There's a bit of a hand of God in that story.
Governor Beshear spent his afternoon touring the western part of the state following the damage that was left behind by the storms. And yesterday's severe weather left damage all across the mountains. Many of you shared photos and videos of what you saw last night, and we will get to a couple of those in just a minute, but today it was all about boots on the ground. WYMT's Jack Demler joined the National Weather Service during their storm survey in the Cumberland Valley area.
Clearing the destruction left behind by Sunday's severe weather and getting boots on the ground.
We're at the office, we're looking at radar, we're getting reports in from the public, but until we get boots on the ground and actually do that survey and figure out what is the official criteria of what happened.
After seeing the damage caused by the storms, Whitley County Emergency Management Director Jerry Rains said it was time to reach out to the National Weather Service.
We started seeing significant trees down, damage to homes, and roads blocked, so it was at that point we figured the National Weather Service might need to be notified and let them know of what we were seeing on the ground as to what they were seeing on radar.
The National Weather Service ventured through Whitley County for a storm survey as a way to help them better understand how their warnings play out.
In events like this, it helps us as forecasters and as weather service personnel to understand what happens on the ground and to understand that moving forward, to understand that as we're making our warnings as well.
Along with the National Weather Service's storm survey, Rains is also conducting damage assessment. He says it's important that those impacted by the storms get in contact with the judge's office.
We want to be able to come out and survey the home and give everybody the benefit of the doubt if we can get assistance.
The damage assessment plays a role in determining whether they can ask for and apply for FEMA assistance, working to have a better understanding of severe weather's impact. In Whitley County, Jack Demler, WYMT Mountain News.
Rain says from what he saw, Sunday's storm followed the same path as the April 2nd storm. And we have asked you to submit your videos and photos to our website, WYMT.com, in the midst of the severe weather that occurred yesterday. Here's a photo we received from a viewer in Bell County. This was the scene at a home in Middlesboro yesterday. And here's a video that a viewer sent us of storm damage. This was taken on Cow Fork Road in the Beverly community of Bell County. Multiple trees that were taken down by the storms. Just some incredible footage of the destruction that was caused by Mother Nature. And when devastation strikes, Eastern Kentuckians are known to band together. And after severe weather, things are no different. WYMT's Madison Carmouche has more from folks in Leslie County.
While folks across the country were expecting to spend a nice day outdoors, maybe get the tarp off the pool, some hot dogs on the grill, to celebrate the unofficial start of summer that is Memorial Day. On the flip side, folks here in Leslie County, as well as all across our nation, are dealing with the aftermath of storms that swept through our country.
And it scared me to death, and then I heard everything behind the house falling. And I just thank God it didn't hit my heat pump and it didn't hit the roof of my house. And I'm grateful. I'm really and truly grateful for the help these boys has give us.
People on Owl's Nest Road like Vivian Roberts are picking up the pieces and counting their lucky stars and stripes this Memorial Day.
Yeah, when it knocked the flagpole down and I saw it in the dirt and the water, I got it as fast as I could and give it to Martin since he's a veteran, and he will give it a proper burial.
And just down the road, Donnie spent the holiday a little differently this year after a fallen tree missed his granddaughter by just a few feet.
Well, actually, I'm a part of the DAV here in Leslie County, and we actually had a function this morning that I wasn't able to attend, as you can see why. But, it changes things for you drastically. That child was laying right over there.
Here in Leslie County, officials and property owners are overwhelmed by the damage they have seen so far, but they say the change in pace really helps them to put into perspective what the Memorial Day holiday is all about. In Leslie County, Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, Madison, thank you. Officials with the county say the governor declaring a state of emergency will be helpful in getting people help cleaning debris. And we have a traffic alert to pass along to those in Knott County. Officials with the Transportation Cabinet say Kentucky 160 near Bull Creek Road has been closed due to downed trees. The specific area is between mile points 13.0 and 14.0 near Bull Creek Road. It is not known when the route will be reopened. Drivers can take Kentucky 1098 or Kentucky 1087 as a detour. A southern Kentucky Lake Cumberland marina was heavily damaged by the severe weather overnight. Boats, docks, and the campground at Conley Bottom Marina in Wayne County were heavily damaged from the early morning severe weather. It comes almost exactly 5 years after the marina experienced a devastating fire. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to people who rode out the storm and now have a lot of cleaning up to do.
Moments before a tree crushed the back of this trailer where a couple was sitting.
When they got up to go grab a couple beers, and about the time they got to the door, the tree fell right where they had just been sitting.
They escaped unharmed, along with many others staying at the crowded campground and boat docks packed for the busy kickoff to summer.
Well, everybody here is pretty blessed. I mean, the campers, obviously the boats are replaceable, but nobody got killed, and that's the main thing.
There were a lot of people down here, but thankfully no one was hurt last night, and that's what matters most.
This marina has experienced a lot in the last 5 years. There was a flood at this campground. There was wind damage on the marina, and then almost exactly 5 years ago, right before Memorial Day weekend, there was a devastating fire here. It took several years to recover from that fire with a new ship store and restaurant built. Part of the new additions were damaged again.
We have experienced a lot. It gets to a point sometimes where you wonder how much more you can take, but we know that God has a plan, and we'll just be here every day working as hard as we can work and getting everything put back together and take it day by day.
Along with the damage in and around the marina, there was also major damage at a nearby boat storage facility. In Wayne County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
It is not clear if the damage was caused by a tornado or just strong winds. And here's how power outages stand here in parts of eastern Kentucky. As you can see in the red, there are still more than 3,000 people without electricity in Leslie County. In Perry County, more than 1,500 folks are waiting for power to be restored. And in Knott County, there are a little less than 1,000 people without power over there.
Well, thankfully, after some nasty weather yesterday, we are tracking some calmer conditions, also some more sunshine on this Memorial Day. Up on First Alert Pinpoint Doppler, we are tracking one light shower just to the north of downtown Pikeville. A couple of sprinkles here over parts of Pike County, but for most of us, we have nothing going on this Monday evening, and we stay mainly dry to go into tonight as well. A small chance of a few sprinkles, maybe a light shower, but again, nothing too widespread. A live look from Perry County, also from I-64 in Moorhead, and from from the London Corbin Airport, tracking some sunshine, and those temperatures on this Monday are warm. Most of us in the upper 70s to lower 80s, up to 81 for Harlan. Also in Jonesville, up to 78 for Jackson and 79 over in Whitley County at this hour. As we go into this evening, again, possibly a stray shower, but for most, we stay dry. Also mild, those temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s, and most of us wake up in the 50s to kick off your Tuesday, but we could see some 40s for those lows later on this week. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Olivia?
All right, Cameron, thank you. A North Carolina man is facing charges after police say he reportedly took a car from a dealership in Corbin. Knox County Sheriff deputies received a call just after 11:30 last night about the incident. After arriving at the dealership, police discovered the front entry door had been shattered. Police later found Courtney Lowry in a vacant field near the dealership. Lowry was taken to the Knox County Detention Center. A man is facing charges after police say he shot and killed his uncle and father in Pulaski County. Deputies were called to Sandage Spur in Eubank Saturday evening. Sheriff Bobby Jones says Dennis Mullins and his brother Anthony Mullins were found dead. UK police arrested Brandon Mullins. He's charged with 2 counts of murder. And crews in Whitesburg were called out to a fire earlier today. A little after 2 p.m., officials with the Whitesburg Fire Department posted on social media. They were called out to the Little Caesars at the Whitesburg Plaza. Officials say once crews entered the building, they were able to put the fire out. Officials say the Little Caesars is expected to be closed until further notice.
Well, a stray shower is possible this evening, but some mainly dry and cooler conditions are looming by tonight. Those details coming up. Plus,
with Memorial Day weekend being the unofficial start of the summer season, officials with one local fire department provide safety tips that you need to know when traveling.